The Last of Us Part 2 PS5 release hinted at, a classic PSP title gets a spiritual successor, Sony and Microsoft sign a deal on Call of Duty, and a developer claims Game Pass is good for PS5. All that and more in today's PlayStation news, let's get to them. Sony has announced the launch details for the PlayStation Access controller kit developed to help gamers with disabilities. The highly customizable controller will launch on December 6 for $90 or the equivalent in other regions, and pre-orders will be starting this July 21st. Besides the controller, the kit includes 19 button caps, 3 stick caps, 23 button cap tags, and a USB cable. It can also be expanded through the unit for auxiliary 3.5mm ports. We don't know for certain if Naughty Dog will make a Last of Us Part 3, but a constant with the rising popularity of the franchise is remasters, and composer Gustavo Santaolalla has apparently confirmed the next one. In an interview with Blender, Santaolalla referenced the very early moments in Part 2 where you could find his cameo as a resident of Jackson playing a banjo as you walk through the community. The Argentinian composer then said that in the new editions you can make me play certain themes and, well, I can't say anything else, suggesting he is under NDA. A Last of Us Part 2 remaster has been long rumored after the video promoting the PS5 improvements was made private on the PlayStation channel, besides the existence of the current remake and the sales rising due to the popularity of the TV series. I love The Last of Us Part 2 and I would welcome a remaster if it's priced correctly, even better if Sony offers an upgrade option instead of a full price. Better prices in games you'll hopefully be able to find in the upcoming PlayStation Summer Sale, as Sony announced on Twitter the deals will start on July 19, but didn't reveal the full list of games as they usually do. Moving on, if you were a fan of PSP classic Patapon, a rhythm-based action game that spanned 3 titles for the handheld from 2007 to 2011, there's some great news as some of the original creators have teamed up for a spiritual successor called Ratatan. Original creator Hiroyuki Kotani and musician Kemi Adachi revealed the game at the Japanese Beat Summit panel with little details, but BGC was told the game could include roguelike elements and 4-player multiplayer. Ratatan will be crowdfunded with its Kickstarter campaign beginning on July 31st. No platforms have been announced, but hopefully it would land on PlayStation in the future. Currently, PlayStation Plus Premium has a remaster for the first 2 Patapon games on the catalog, but the third has never been re-released or remastered. Next, developer Lucid Games, better known for the weak-received PS5 launch window title Destruction AllStars, has been acquired by Lightspeed Studios, a Tencent subsidiary. They said that under Lightspeed they will continue to enjoy full independence as a studio and what projects they make moving forward. Lucid Games was also said to be working on a new Twisted Metal game that has since been moved to Firesprite Studios, where they also hired a former Motorstorm director to lead the game. The Microsoft Activision drama appears to be getting to an end as the FTC lost 2 battles over the past week, including the verdict over the recent trial and an extension to the injunction that blocked the deal until Saturday, July 15 at midnight. That means Microsoft and Activision can close the deal before July 18, however they still have the obstacle from the UK CMA who paused their block and will reassess their decision by August 29. Stock exchange Nasdaq announced last week they would remove Activision Blizzard from the market before it opens on July 17, which hints at Microsoft closing before the deadline. As of recording, Microsoft has not made the merger official, but it will probably do so in the coming hours, probably spinning off its cloud initiatives in the UK. Even after a deal is done, Microsoft will face opposition since the FTC in the US is still appealing the recent hearing, and they also have their full hearing in August, and the CMA appeal in the UK. There have been cases where companies are forced to spin off acquisitions after a fact, for example Meta with Giphy, but I think the chances for that to happen here are very slim. Given that, Sony has come out and agreed with Microsoft on a 10-year deal for Call of Duty, which will keep the franchise up until 2033, as it was confirmed by Axios and The Verge. Xbox boss Phil Spencer announced it on Twitter, "We are pleased to announce that Microsoft and PlayStation have signed a binding agreement to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. We look forward to a future where players globally have more choice to play their favorite games." However, The Verge reports that Xbox Global Communications head Kerry Perez explained the deal is limited to Call of Duty and no other gaming franchise, subscription or cloud. In fact, it's very similar to Nintendo's offering. That may be better than the initial 3-year Call of Duty offer, but it's actually worse since that included keeping all PlayStation Activision content and future versions of that on PlayStation through 2027. My thoughts have been all over the place during this acquisition, but even if I dislike Microsoft selling itself short to appease regulators, I hated Sony's stubbornness and I think they could have reached this deal without having to actively oppose the acquisition that even found them getting pro for game exclusivity. Going all the way into this process to end up signing the deal anyway was a big waste of time and energy by Sony, and in my opinion leaving everything else out is a mistake even if Call of Duty is really big. At the very least, this is about to be over with all the console wars this topic has spanned for over a year now, but sadly may be a new beginning for more console wars online. I may be a PlayStation fan, but I enjoy games on all platforms and can't wait to see what happens next on both sides, as Sony gave us amazing years of content when they had a strong opposition from Microsoft during the PS3 era. And I can't wait to see what Microsoft brings back from the Activision catalog, hopefully that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 that never happened. What are your thoughts on all the drama that has unfolded over this acquisition? Share with us in the comments. Speaking of Xbox, PlayStation shares a sign of respect toward Larry Herb, also known as Mayor Nelson, a key figure for the rival brand over the past 20 years. Mayor Nelson shared that he decided to take a step back to work on the next chapter of his career, thanking gamers who included him in their lives. He is hoping for the best for this legendary gaming celebrity. On yet another Xbox and PlayStation news, Rockfish Games has claimed that PC Game Pass has helped their upcoming console release Everspace 2 to be a better game even for PS5 users. Michael Shade, CEO and co-founder of the studio, spoke with the guys at the Xbox Expansion Pass YouTube channel, where he said that they have a really good deal with Game Pass that gives them more visibility and funding. You just make a better game and everybody's happy. Even the PlayStation fans on PS5 are getting a better game because of Game Pass. It's a reminder that making games is not cheap, and whatever these small studios can making extra funding will eventually help all platforms in most cases. Everspace 2 launches for PS5, Xbox Series and Xbox Game Pass this August 15. Ubisoft has announced a partnership with OWO to bring you closer to feeling part of the new Assassin's Creed Mirage. OWO will be selling their haptic gaming shirt with a detailed copy of the game, and it's compatible with all systems including PS4 and PS5. According to their website, their haptic t-shirt allows you to feel impact like punches, shots, abdominal wounds, daggers, collisions, and a lot more. Not sure how fun all of that is, but it's a price for you to become an assassin, outside of the around €500 this bundle will cost. In related Assassin's Creed Mirage news, creative director Stefan Boudon said during the Reddit AMA that for now, Mirage has no plan for DLC or extensive post-launch, the reason why the game has no Season Pass or Ultimate Edition including future content. Sega is exploring more remakes and reboots for the Sonic franchise alongside new ideas. That is per company president Yukio Sugino, who talked about their strategy in an interview with Famitsu. He said that for each IP they will choose which method is appropriate at this time, and since Sonic is Sega's flagship IP, they are considering reboots and remakes. The upcoming Sonic Superstars is more of a reboot, for example, bringing the series back to 2D action. Next, you may remember last year's Grand Theft Auto 6 leak that shared tons of footage and details about the upcoming game, and how the teenager who did it was going to face trial. Now Reuters is reporting that Arion Cortage, a member of the hacking group Lapsus, has been declared by psychiatrists as unfit to stand trial, so he will not be declared guilty or not. Instead, the jury will indicate if he committed all the acts he's accused for. Cortage was also accused of hacking Uber, money platform Revolut, and blackmailing UK internet provider BT Group. Heist game sequel PayDay 3 is launching this September 21st, and Starbreeze's global brand director Amir Listo has confirmed the title will have gamers' favorite feature, an always online connection. During a livestream for the game, Listo said that you will be able to play by yourself, but I do believe you will have to have a connection in order to play. Because it's made in Unreal Engine and has cross progression and crossplay, I do believe we need you to be online. As a result of this, the game subreddit has started a movement to cancel pre-orders for PayDay 3. Before ending the video, I would like to thank you for your support during this past week as I post content here on the channel given my dog Pepper passed away. It's not easy after he was with my family for more than 12 years, but we'll always remember him. Also, as I previously said in that post, I have a new schedule for work where I have to change from full remote to hybrid, going to the office a couple of days a week. Given that change, I cannot commit to the usual Monday, Wednesday and Friday schedule I was doing for PlayStation news, but I love the format, so I'll be testing if I can keep it even if it goes up in random days. I've also considered a podcast format, but I'm not completely sure about it. I would love to hear which format you prefer. Game streams have also been paused for a while until I can solve the issues with power outages during the middle of the streams, so those will return soon. That's it for the channel update, and those were also the PlayStation stories for today. Remember to share your thoughts on any of these news in the comments below, like or dislike to let me know your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!